Hi, my name is Amber. Welcome back to my channel, Books and Beaches. So, I am filming in a little bit of a different location today, but that is because I needed some space because we are going to talk about quite the book haul that I have going on right now. So, I am in the process of doing a lot of, I guess what you could call like spring cleaning or spring decluttering, just in time for it to be the end of school year and beginning of June. So, on the verge of summer. But I am just in the mood to kind of get rid of things and just create some more space, both in my closets and on my bookshelves. So my Poshmark is growing from things from my closet, and my Pango is growing from books off my bookshelf. So I thought I would share with you the items that I have listed there. They actually have already been up since this weekend, but I thought I would just make a quick video talking about what is going to be listed there. I have been really realistic with some of my prices on there because I just kind of want these books to move versus worrying about, actually making like lots of money off of these books. So let's just quick go through what is all new happening on my Pango shop lately. So some of these books I have read, some of them I have not. I basically have been just really cutthroat when it comes to things that I'm going to read versus things that I'm not. I have been bringing in books for so long and just so much lately that I just had to decide, like, am I excited about reading these or not? What is that, like the Marie Kondo, does this make you happy kind of thing? Anyways, or bring you joy, that's what it is. So anyways, a lot of these are gonna be book of the month books because I think, especially when I first joined book of the month, I was so excited, and they are truly a good deal, but there's just no way I'm going to get to all of these. So anyways, the first one I have is the Magnolia Palace, and that is by Fiona Davis. I believe this is historical fiction. Looks like I picked it up in January of 2022. I didn't unfortunately read that one. Let's see, this one was December of 2019, and this is Dear Edward by Anne, is it Napolitano? God, names. So, yeah, I unfortunately did not read this one either. But I think is more literary fiction. So, like I said, my whole Pango shop is gonna be listed below. This one, I believe I won in a giveaway, but this is Queen Bee by Amalie Howard. I want to say this one is YA, but more of like a historical romance. So if you're interested in that. Thriller book of the month, March of 2021, Too Good to Be True. And this is by Carola Lovering. Let's see. Some of these I also picked up on a couple of like my book shopping trips with, various friends, family, etc. But I know this one I think I picked up when I went to Minnesota /across with Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library and Amanda from On the Middle Shelf and Katie from Life Between Words. And this was Perfect Little Children by Sophie Hannah. This one sounded really interesting to me when I picked it up, but like I said, I'm just trying to be more cutthroat when it comes to the things I'm gonna pick up. And I have so many books I need to read on my Kindle too, which is why I'm just trying to like downgrade some of the physical books that I have. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. I only have so much space, so you're gonna find some of those here too. Now, one that I actually did read, and this was a book club pick, which was Between Two Kingdoms, and this is by Sulika Jouard, I believe it was. This was a nonfiction pick that we did. I believe this is her memoir. Yeah, Memoir of a Life Interrupted. She went through a cancer journey. And so this is one of those that now that I've read it once, I can't see myself picking it up again. So it's just time, to move it on. And another thing that I do with a lot of my books is I do tend to loan out of a lot of my books, but with some of these, if I just didn't see myself loaning them out either, I knew it was time to, move on. So anyways, this one, Lindsay might be disappointed with me because as I was trying to get rid of books and make the decision, I was looking up some of these on Goodreads and looking at other people's reviews on Goodreads was helping me make the decision. And I think Lindsay was the only one that rated this book really highly, but this was People Like Her by Ellery Lloyd. I read The Club by Ellery Lloyd and I enjoyed it. I don't think I rated it 5 stars. It might have been a 3 or a 4. But like Lindsay was the only one that rated this one super high. So I was like, okay, I think I can let this one go. One book that I actually did enjoy, but you know, I'm just making the decision, like I said, getting rid of stuff, and that is You're Invited, and this is by Amanda J. Atissa. I actually really liked this one. I don't think it has the best ratings online, but I really enjoyed it. I believe it's set, now I'm trying to think, in Sri Lanka. Kind of a wedding, lots of mystery going on with that, and just a lot of different twisted things happening. This one came out in July of 2022, or at least with Book of the Month. I can't guarantee that these were the actual release dates, but I liked it, but it's one of those that I just don't need it in my collection, so. All right, now I think this is the pen name, yeah, Rachel Hawkins. This is one of Rachel Hawkins' pen names, and this is the X-Hex by Aaron Sterling. I like Rachel Hawkins' thrillers, but I don't think I'm gonna get into these. This was October of 2021. I know I've had friends that have read this series. I just don't think it's gonna be for me. So putting that there. This one I picked up because I wanna say I heard it compared to being like Grey's Anatomy in novel form, and I don't know, it's just not calling to me anymore. And this is The Queen of Hearts, and this is by Kimmery Martin, which is funny because I work with somebody named Kimberly Martin. And yeah, I think it was compared to like Grey's Anatomy meets something else. But the more I read it again, now, like I said, it's just not calling my name. So one that I did read, and I remember liking it, but now I can't remember anything else about it. And so it's not one that I'm pulling from my shelves to recommend to other people, even though I do really like this author. And that is Jennifer McMahon's Burntown. So I like Jennifer McMahon, but I feel like there are other books by her that I would recommend over this one, and now I can't even really remember what this book was about. I know other of my friends on BookTube have read this and liked it too, but I have no recollection of this. And so it's not one I'm grabbing to pull to recommend to people, so why am I keeping it? Yeah, so in the pile it goes. Someone else will surely love it more than it is being on my shelves. All right, one that I picked up, not probably knowing much about it, and I think I actually had a copy of it on NetGalley and then picked up a physical copy, and this was The Stranded, and this is by Sarah Daniels. I did not realize that this was more like, like sci-fi dystopian kind of thing, or utopian, dystopian. Anyways, I mix this up all the time, which is sad since I taught ELA. But anyways, this was not what I thought it was gonna be, which is totally on me. That is on me not reading the description like it was. It wasn't bad per se, just wasn't what I was expecting. And so I do not need to keep the physical copy of this because it's just not something I'm gonna pick up again, nor am I probably going to suggest it to somebody, because for most of the people I loan my books out to, it's not something that I know they would be interested in picking up. So one book that we received a bunch of copies from authors. So this is currently up on my Pango shop for like, I don't even remember, $1 or $2, but I may end up just putting it in a free little library, and that is The Christmas Window by Melissa McClone. It's a cute Christmassy story, but I think nobody's shocked this is not a book I need to keep in my library because it's me. A book that I never got to is The Heart Principle, and this is by Helen Huang. I think I tried getting into this series. I believe The Kiss Quotient is part of this series. And I just couldn't get into her style of writing. So I think I picked this one up. Like I said, this is from August of 2021 when I was just getting started in Book of the Month and I was a little overzealous. So there's that. All right. Once again, April 2022. I was always picking the thrillers when it came to Book of the Month, but I've got to get my stack down a little bit here. And so this one is Like a Sister, which I'm thinking this is Kelly Garrett. And yeah, it's, I want to say when I was making some of these decisions, I was just looking at reviews, and if the reviews weren't like phenomenal, or if I didn't have a friend, you know, that rated it a high 4 or 5 stars, into the pile it went. One that I did read, it was a cute Christmas read, and this was Skipping Christmas. This is by John Grisham. I've read it, I liked it at Christmas, it was great, but I don't need to hang on to it. Another one that I read and I enjoyed, but I feel like I've loaned it out to most people, and so if it's gone through a lot of my people already, I don't need to keep onto it, and that is The Push by Ashley Audrain. I enjoyed it, but like I said, don't need to keep that on the pile. One that I just finally read, a book by this author, and this is Liv Constantine. I did finally just read The Last Mrs. Parrish, and so this is The Stranger in the Mirror. I think a lot of her books are available on Kindle Unlimited. I don't necessarily need to keep a copy of this in my library, you know, taking up space. And it's a smaller, like, hardcover book, so it's weird shape anyways, so I don't know why I need to, like, give you a reason for all these, but I feel like I am. One that I must have picked up, I'm just not interested in reading anymore, Untamed by Glennon Doyle. But the cover is gorgeous, so. Another one that has, I'm pretty sure, really bad reviews, but I picked it up because I thought it sounded interesting. That's Sign Here, and this is by Claudia Lux. But, you know, Book of the Month sucks me in with all of their really good recommendations, and then they just, then I can't get to them in time, and then I see the reviews, and I'm like, oh, so. Same thing, another one, I don't think this has great reviews, but I do really love the cover, and this is The Stranger Upstairs by Lisa M. Matlin. So, and I know with a lot of my Book of the Month ones, I'm putting them up on Pango. I know there are tons and tons and tons of copies on Pango, and I more than likely will keep them on there for a little while, and if they don't end up doing well, I do have some free little libraries, either in my neighborhood, or there are a lot of them in different places when I go camping that I will end up taking them to, you know, some of those and distributing there, because they can always use some refresh in those books. So there's that. All right, we have Mexican Gothic. I did not get to this one. This is by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I've heard hit or miss things with this one, so it was time to let that one go. Another book that I've heard hit or miss things about is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. I just figure it's okay to let it go. This one I did actually really enjoy, but I think that it will sell well, hopefully. So that is I Must Betray You by Rudis Pettis. I liked this book. It was interesting because it took place in 1989, I believe, which I was alive. I mean, I was very young, but I was still alive, and I had no idea that this was happening. Historical fiction set. This is historical fiction, but it's based on true events set in Romania. But if I think a book will sell well, and I know not all of my friends might be interested in reading it, I'm willing to put it on my Pango as well, because your girl's okay with making money sometimes. I mean, who wouldn't be? Then I have The Radium Girls, and this is The Dark Story of America's Shining Women by Kate Moore. I have access to this in my school library, and I've held onto this book for quite a while. So if I have access to both the audiobook and the ebook through my school library, I might as well just borrow it there instead of hanging it on and just taking up space on my shelves. This one, I can't even remember where I got this one from. It might have been a Goodreads giveaway. I have no idea. But this is Alias Emma, and this is by Ava Glass. So, like I said, there's so many here. We're still going. This is The Hacienda by Isabel Canas, I believe. This came out in May of 2022. Once again, one of those Book of the Month ones that caught my eye, but I'm being honest, I'm not going to get to it. Another one that has such high ratings on Goodreads, but the more I look into it, the more I'm just not sure it's going to be a book for me, and that is The Shack by William Paul Young. I'm not really sure it's going to be a book for me. I mean, maybe I could be persuaded, but probably not. Another book that I got because it was a book that I got for free with Book of the Month, but I think I'm gonna pick it up, and that is Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. And this is like the fancy, like, gold Book of the Year, Book of the Month version, and I just don't think I'm interested. So, what's going on there? All right, this one I want to say had good reviews, but like I'm just trying to narrow down what I really want to read on my shelves, and this is The Collective by Allison Galen. It probably sounded good. This came out in November of 2021, but I just need to be realistic about what's on my shelves. This one is The Neighbor's Secret by L. Allison Heller. Same thing, just narrowing down my shelves. So one that I did ultimately, I think, want to read, but once again, I only have so much room, and that is The Kingdoms of Savannah, and this is by George Dawes Green. It looked good. I think I picked this up on, you know, one of my trips with friends. I mean, it's got a really cool map on the inside and everything, but just being realistic, there's only so much time. And then last but certainly not least, we have The Unraveling of Cassidy Holmes, and this is by Alyssa R. Salone. I think I picked this up because I thought it was going to be like Daisy Jones and the Sixth. I think it's compared to that, but I already love Daisy Jones and the Sixth. Do I really need something that's going to be super similar? Probably not. So those are all the books that are the most recent additions to my Pango shop. I will always have that link below if you ever want to check it out, but seriously, no pressure. But it's just kind of fun to show you what is leaving my shelves, since I always show you what is new and coming into my shelves. So as always, if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.